Good morning. Welcome to day two. I am so excited. We made it through day one. I feel really good. I feel very well rested. How do you feel, Lupe?
I feel energized, actually. I woke up and I had my lemon water. I feel good.
Good. Did you get at least 7 hours of sleep?
I think five, like
Work in
five
progress.
good.
Well, five is a good start. So we're going to work towards that. At least we know where the goal is, right?
Absolutely.
Right? Minimum, target, outrageous. Do you ever set those goals? We can talk about that another day this week. That would be fun. I love goal setting. Goal setting is like the best. Okay, but today we're going to be chatting about endocrine disruptors, and I'm going to show you a little bit of behind the scenes of some of my very favorite meditations, because I think that I'm starting to get the feel that some of you are brand new to this idea of meditating, and it can feel overwhelming / intimidating. And I don't want that. Hi, Kira. Welcome. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. So let me take just a little bit of time in the beginning here and chat with you a little bit more about something that we covered briefly on our call on Sunday, our workshop, when we talked about endocrine disruptors. Hi, Meredith. Welcome. Good morning.
Hi.
And I think it's just an important topic to kind of dive a little deeper into, because I'm not sure if we really understand the gravity of how all of these things play into our hormonal imbalance. And sometimes the result isn't immediate, but what I've seen over time, especially over the last 6 years of really cleaning out our house from a lot of these toxins, that it's insane how I've been able to balance my hormones, get rid of some of that extra body weight that I was just holding on to. I've seen an improvement in my skin and my hair, which is crazy because you wouldn't think that something in your environment could really affect those things. But I'm going to talk to you about just really simple things you can do. And it doesn't have to be today, right? You don't have to like go through your house and take away everything that you own. But what it can do is start to shift your paradigm as you go into Target or you go into Costco and you're looking at things and thinking, okay, now that's probably not the best option for me. Yes, for your kids, for your family too, but really I want you to start thinking about you and about your hormones. So first of all, our endocrine system, similar to kind of what we talked about last time, but it's this glandular system in the body that communicates kind of like this network. It's like a fast moving system in the body that communicates with our different organs. It affects our moods, our behaviors, our immune system, everything. But our endocrine system is so kind of like pushed to the side, and no one really talks about it unless they start having hormonal imbalances. But your endocrine system is something from like birth that in those beginning stages of development can really play a huge role in our long-term health and how we feel like throughout our lives. So it really starts even in utero when we're pregnant, and the things that we're consuming and how we're taking care of ourselves and what toll that can have on our babies. Sometimes we don't see it right away, but sometimes we do. And that's hard. And we don't ever want to take that shame or that guilt and feel like, oh my gosh, I did this. But I think knowledge is power. And if we can start now to begin to eliminate some of these disruptors from our lives, I think it could have a really amazing lasting impact for our kids and for our posterity. So you're probably thinking like there's something in your house that is killing you softly. That's not what I mean. I just mean that there are 9 things. I'm going to go over 9 things. I wrote down these notes, and it's simple and it's easy and it's not rocket science. And it's just these tiny little shifts that could make a really big impact on your health. So the first one is washing your hands. Now, washing your hands seems like something really simple, but let me tell you why it makes such a big impact on our health. Because think about like me. Even this morning, I put this stuff at the bottom of my hair. Now it is natural, and it's got oils and stuff in it. But what if I was using like a conditioner in my hair, or what's that stuff that people put in, a heat protector, like before you curl your hair? And the high levels of toxicity that are in those products that you're using on your hands, and then you go downstairs and you make breakfast, right? So if you skip the step of washing your hands before you make breakfast, now you have the residue of those chemicals on your hands, and you're preparing food for your family, you're preparing food for yourself. So by going in and just being more cognizant of what we have on our hands, like in the morning, I put gel in my boy's hair, right? Make it all cute before school. And then what? Do I go serve myself breakfast and then it's like left on my hands? No, I have to take that extra minute, and it doesn't even take a minute, but take that extra moment to really thoroughly wash your hands. Now the question is, what kind of soap? I am not a fan of antibacterial soap. In fact, in January of 2017, so 2 years ago now, the FDA outlawed antibacterial soap from being sold in stores. You can only get it at a hospital. And the reason for that is there is a substance within antibacterial soap called textitrin. And that substance is something that they found in the blood of our babies. So babies whose blood were drawn, they found this chemical within their system. So what was happening is we're washing our hands, that chemical is going into our body, being metabolized through our liver, and we're nursing our babies, right? So you nurse your baby and you're giving them these chemicals through your milk, and then all of a sudden it becomes a part of them. So that textitrin, they not only found within humans and human pasteurized milk, which was also tested and found a high level of textitrin, they found it in dolphin fetus in the oceans. Okay, so for the FDA to make such a grandeur effort to kind of sweep away all of these antibacterial soaps and outlaw it, you know it's a big deal. So textitrin has been connected to cancer and many other degenerative diseases. So essentially, if they noticed that there was this transmission between us washing our hands, it getting into the waters, out into the ecosystem in their oceans, and then also us feeding our posterity with this chemical, then they outlawed it. So let me ask you, do you still use hand sanitizer with antibacterial properties? Okay, think about that for a second. They didn't outlaw the hand sanitizer because, ready for this? I've read the entire document from the FDA because I was so intrigued by it, and it's super long, and I was like, I gotta know everything. If the FDA outlawed it and they made such a big effort to do that, then there's gotta be more to this. So as I was reading through it, basically they said that the hand sanitizer, even though it still has that textitrin in it, isn't going down the sink and into the waterways and affecting our ocean and our sea animals, but it's still affecting us and our babies. And they didn't take that into consideration. Basically, what they're saying is it's not being washed away down the drain, so it's fine. But we're then preparing food after we have it on. Or like, how many of you guys have gone to the zoo or somewhere with your kids, the park, you put the antibacterial soap on, or antibacterial hand sanitizer on them, and then you give them like a sandwich or something. So now that textitrin is on their food and they're consuming it. So this, again, is never to fear monger. This is just to help you become more aware of some of the things you may be doing that you have no idea are taking a toll on your health. So what we've done is we've switched to all natural antibacterial hand sanitizer. And it has the ability to kill 99.9% of all bad bacteria on your hands without stripping the hands of the good bacteria to fight off those infectious chemicals, diseases, whatever is on your hands, right? So think about that. The FDA has approved the doTERRA hand sanitizer. It says right on there that it's FDA approved to kill 99.9%. Why aren't we having that type of product in Target or Costco? Why do we find these big tubs of those clear gel hand sanitizers everywhere because they're more economical and they're super cheap. And people buy them because they're right there and it's easy. But it's harmful to us, and we just need to become more and more aware. And these big corporations, so much of what is in our stores, it's all about the dollar sign. It's all about that bottom line and the profit they're going to make. And so as someone who is like an activist politically, I lived in Washington, D.C. We just moved to California 6 months ago. My favorite thing is to get involved and to know that like my voice makes a difference. So if you are using your dollars on a product that is making these big corporations more money, then they're going to continue to make it. But we as moms have a choice to not fund these companies and to choose where we spend our money. So keep that in mind. And if you have any questions as we go through this, go ahead and stop me. I'm happy to answer that. Okay, so the next thing on our list is dusting and vacuuming. And dusting and vacuuming often in the home is a chore that's not my favorite, but I do it because there's a lot of chemicals that come off of things in our home that then settle down into the dust, and then we breathe them in. So chemicals come off of fabrics from your couch or your curtains or even children's toys, those plastic toys. It could be something as simple as like hairspray, anything, right? You have these things that go in the air and then they settle in the dust. So just make sure that you are cleaning, dusting, and vacuuming often. Okay, the third one is saying no to fragrances. And I'm going to focus, I'll get to cleaning products in a minute, but I'm going to focus right now on just things we use on our body. So deodorants, shampoos, conditioners, hairsprays, things that you use that have a fragrance. And don't let me get started on perfume or candles. Those should be like number one. That should be like the thing you do tonight. I know you might have your favorite Marc Jacobs or Dolce & Gabbana perfume that you got in France when you were there visiting with your husband. I don't know. I just want you to know that any perfume or candle in your home, especially if you bought it at Yankee Candles or Bed Bath & Beyond or Victoria's Secret, it's full of synthetic chemicals and carcinogens that are filling your home and causing who knows what kind of respiratory distress. But not only respiratory distress, those fragrances literally disrupt your endocrine system. The disruption is because the body thinks it's like an artificial hormone, right? It enters your body and the body thinks it's a hormone. So then it takes all of those messengers and kind of sets them on this freeway without a GPS. They don't know where they're going. And so everything gets thrown off. Fragrances are what push us over the edge. Things like premenopause, onset wrinkles. Wrinkles can come much earlier in life when you're exposed to toxins, not just toxins from fragrances, but many other toxins. It could be smoking. If there's smoking in your environment, it's going to cause your skin to prematurely age. Things like gray hairs. Gray hair doesn't have to be something that we live with, okay? It could be genetic, which I'm sorry if that's you, but I haven't had a gray hair. Maybe I've had one like my whole life, but I'm 37, and to not have any gray hair is miraculous. And I think it's attributed, at least in part, to me not having any fragrances in my home. It's so extreme, you guys, that when I'm around people that wear perfume or when I'm around someone who uses dryer sheets, I can smell it instantly. And that smell instantly gives me a headache. Now, let me ask you this question. Why? Why does it instantly give me a headache? Because my body has been completely rid of toxins. If you're not getting a headache from fragrances, then your body is in a toxic state. It means that your liver is clogged. You have things in your body that are preventing you from smelling these fragrances and from getting headaches from them because your body's so immune to them and it's already in your body. But the moment that you begin to cleanse and reduce that toxic load and you no longer have these fragrances in your home and you walk down the cleaning aisle at Target, or you're in the department store in Dillard's or something by the shoes and you pass by the fragrance counter and that perfume, that is going to instantly give you that headache. And it does that because it's your endocrine disruptor being, or it's your endocrine system being disrupted. And your hormone reaction in the body is a visceral reaction of a headache. It's a foreign synthetic object that you're inhaling, and your body says, no, I don't like that. That's why the headache comes on. But let me ask you, if the headache is one side effect, what do you think the other side effects are inside the body? If the headache is an outside signal that your body's telling you this isn't natural and this hurts me, what's happening on the inside? It's wreaking havoc. Okay, so no more fragrances. Okay, the next one is plastics. Now, this one is hard because so much of what we do is plastic. I mean, look, even my phone case. Everything we have pretty much in our lives is plastic. But if we can start to eliminate some of those little things like baggies, or even, I know baggies is hard, but there's so many different reusable things out there that we can start to use. I think the number one thing that kind of got me going with this one is not letting plastic touch my food. So I have glass containers in my fridge for all of my leftovers, right? We don't have Tupperware, plastic Tupperware. We have glass. Or in my water, like my water bottle, I have a steel water bottle and I have a glass water bottle. Even my water that I drink every day at home, I have a glass straw, and I got this on Amazon for like less than $1, and it comes in a big pack. Okay, and they don't break. I mean, they will if you drop it, but it's not like, people always ask me when they come over, is that super delicate? Like if you knock it, does it break? And I've knocked it a ton of times and it's fine. And I like it too because the hole is bigger than like a plastic straw, and I feel like I'm getting more hydrated. It's easier for me to drink more water this way with a glass straw. So eliminating plastics. Okay. The other easy swap is number 5, saying no to cans for BPA, and just the preservatives as well that are in cans is not good for you, but the BPA is an endocrine disruptor in keeping food in cans. I know it's hard. Not everyone can do that, but it's so much easier to buy something frozen, just keep it in your freezer, and it tastes so much better too. It tastes fresher. The family likes it more. I feel like when I buy food in season and then chop it up and put it in the freezer, it tastes really good, but so does buying something already frozen. And like yesterday I went to Trader Joe's, and I love that they always switch out their products and they're not the same all the time. Like when you go to Albertsons or you go to Smith's or something, you can buy the same product all year long. But at Trader Joe's, they only have what's in season. So I love that in the frozen section, they had some frozen cauliflower in all these beautiful colors. And I thought to myself, that's an easy switch, because how difficult is it to buy a green cauliflower, a purple cauliflower, a white cauliflower, chop them all up, make them look beautiful? Like, who wants to do that? No one. Who has the time? Maybe someone with no kids, but not me. So having it in this frozen bag, and all these colors available, first of all, it makes me excited to eat that meal because it's pretty. And second of all, it's chopped and put in there in season, so it's going to have all the nutrients you want, and it's going to taste really good. So no to cans, yes to frozen. The next one, pesticides. I know I talked about this on the call, but I want to stress how important this one is. So my dad is a farmer. He has a farm here in California, in Central California, right on the coast. It's gorgeous and beautiful, and I love spending time there with my family. But the thing that I always take away from it is his hands. He has the gnarliest hands, you guys. He's like full on blue collar. They're just swollen. They are worn down. He always has soil under his fingernails. I love his hands so much because they just symbolize hard work and the love he has and the passion he has for what he does. But he always reminds me, even though he sprays organic farms and he has this business and helps other people farm their farms, that pesticides are pesticides, regardless of if they are regular, like, straight from the grocery store, or if they're organic. There are pesticides on everything. The level of toxicity of the ones that are not organic is going to be higher. There's a higher toxicity content. However, the ones that are on the organic farms are still toxic. They're just not as toxic. My dad has to wear a hazmat suit when he sprays organic farms. Okay, what does that tell you? By law. And there are people that just drop into the farm every so often to see if he's wearing his suit properly, and he will be given a ticket if he's not. There was one time that the corner of his hazmat suit had a little hole in it and he didn't know. And a bit of the organic pesticide got into his suit, poisoned him, and he was hospitalized for 3 days. So if my dad is basically on a soapbox telling me to make sure that I wash my produce because of his experience firsthand, then it's my duty and obligation to teach that to the people that I have in my community, which is you. You are here to figure out how to balance your hormones. Wash your produce. I'm telling you, we rinse it. I have like a whole fruit and veggie spray that I made up. I can go get it. It's next to my sink. I just keep it right there in a glass spray bottle. And that glass spray bottle, it just has white distilled vinegar, water, and some lemon essential oil. And I can send you the recipe in an email. It's super easy, but you spray it down and you wash it good under the sink. You know what's a really great tip is actually washing it before you even put it in the fridge. So you got home from the grocery store, you've got a minute, you take the grapes, you soak the grapes in water, get them immersed, rinse them off, spray them good, and then cut the grapes into little like handful size bunches so that when your kids are hungry, they can just go in there and grab a bunch. Instead of, okay, so they want grapes, so now I have to go in the fridge. Now I have to wash them. Now I have to chop them up, right? So just have it all ready to go. It's so easy. Same with celery or carrots or whatever. You can just rinse it off, have it ready to go. The only thing I don't rinse really well beforehand is like berries, because berries will get soggy and that's gross. So I keep them up high in the fridge so the kids don't grab them, and then I can wash them when it's time to eat them. Unless berries are on sale, then I will wash them and freeze them and then just keep them for like smoothies or something. Yeah, is that all I wanted to say about pesticides? Let's see. Next thing, water filter. Water filter is different. I feel like city by city, it really depends on your water quality. I went to a water expo because I, again, really interested in learning about these types of things and how we're getting nourished by our community, and not every community is the same. So your water source might be a lot more pure than mine, might be a lot more pH balanced than mine, but do your research and find out. And if you need a water filter, you should get one. Okay, the last two, cosmetics. Cosmetics are something that probably took the longest for me to fully cleanse myself from. So I feel like probably the last 3 years, I've had a fully non-toxic beauty regimen. And that also goes for skincare. So like what I wash my face with and my lotions and primers and my concealer, my foundation, my lipstick. Lipstick, you eat something like 6 pounds of lipstick in your lifetime, which is so insane. And so if you're eating lipstick, you want to make sure that it's clean ingredients, right? We don't want to be putting toxic ingredients on our lips and then eating those things and getting all sorts of hormonal issues from it. So I highly recommend Beauty Counter, although it's really expensive. So there are, and that's probably why it took me a long time to like completely clean out my beauty regimen, just because I was, conscious of our budget and I couldn't spend like $5,000 in a day. So I just every month had a little bit of money extra that I would invest in a beauty product and then get rid of my old MAC and Bobbi Brown and Trish McAvoy, or even like, who knows, something from the departments or the drugstore, like Neutrogena. I used to have Neutrogena foundation back in the day. Okay, last but not least is cleaning products. And this one is like my most favorite topic. I wish we all lived by each other because it would be so fun to get together and have a spring cleaning class. I'm having one this coming Sunday night in San Diego. I'm going to be down in San Diego for a work trip. And so Jenna and I are planning a cleaning products class. And it's going to be so fun because I should just go get them and show you. But basically, you have glass spray bottles that you can buy from Amazon. So I'll send you a link. And it's so easy, you guys. Like, it costs like $5 for the bottle and it's refillable for life. And I use white distilled vinegar, I use water, and then depending upon the cleaning product, like if it's an all-surface cleaner, if it's a granite top cleaner, a wood cleaner, I use different essential oils in them. And so many of these big corporations are catching on now, like even Myers Brands and Branch Basics, and what's the other one? Seven Generations. There's all these different natural cleaning products that you can see now that are coming out that are using essential oils. But the quality of their essential oil is so different than the ones from doTERRA that I wouldn't trust them on my countertop that my kids are then going to eat food off of. Basically, the difference between an essential oil that I grew here, let's say I grow lavender here and I make my own oil, is that the soil that I grew the lavender in doesn't have the chemical constituent linalool to then actually clean, distill, be antimicrobial, and help the body to calm down, right? That's what we know lavender does. It's very calming. It's calming on the skin, it's calming on the brain and the mind, and helps you sleep. But doTERRA is so smart. They have sourced all of their essential oils from where they grow indigenously, which basically means where they grow naturally in their environment. So doTERRA sources their lavender from high in the mountaintops of France and Bulgaria, because that's where the linalool chemical constituent in the soil is in its highest potency. And so that essential oil can then become therapeutic and medicinal grade. And so I want to make sure that I'm using those also on my countertops and cleaning products, because we're going to be inhaling them and we don't want any adulteration or synthetics within those. So I stopped buying oils from Whole Foods years ago when I did a side-by-side test and smelled the difference. And I just was shocked beyond words that people like sell these and call them therapeutic. I'm seeing essential oils now at the dollar store and Target, and I saw it in the dollar bin at Target yesterday. It's crazy. Anyway, so cleaning products is an easy switch. I'll send you a link for a couple of my favorite things that we use here. And labels are so fun. I love getting labels on shareoils.com. They're so clean and crisp and white, and it just makes me feel so good because once a month or once every couple of months, I can refill those with stuff that I have, and it's way cheaper than buying chemicals from the store and cleaning products from the store. And it's also better on the environment too, because now I'm not wasting all these plastic bottles. Anyway, there was my soapbox for the day. It was 30 minutes instead of 5. So I'm sorry about that. Is everyone still with me?
I'm still here.
Okay, I saw something in the chat. Oh, no, Lupe just said good morning. Anyone have any questions though about those 9 things?
Could you just maybe link at some point like what products you do use for like makeup and
Yeah.
then your recipe that you were gonna send for the cleaning the fruit? That would be helpful.
Yeah, for sure. I'll put it in the email. You guys have been getting my emails, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So in the emails, I'm going to be doing like a tip of the day every day this week. And so today's is going to be about all these endocrine disruptors. So I'll link to the stuff that I mentioned.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. And then also, I've been getting emails from people asking about how to get the lemon. Yesterday, I got quite a few. And essentially what's going to happen at the end of the week, if you don't already know this, is anyone who really likes the supplements and wants to continue taking them and ends up ordering like a 30-day supply of the supplements, I will gift you an enrollment to doTERRA, which is basically getting a wholesale customer account. And the wholesale customer account is normally $35. So I'll gift you back $35 because you invested $75. So I'm going to gift back $35 for anyone that enrolls with the supplements that you're taking this week. And then with that membership, that wholesale customer account, you will then have 25% off of any products from doTERRA for a year. So you can get the lemon or any of the products that you want at the 25% off, which is the same price that I pay. I'm not technically a wholesale customer. I'm what you would consider like a wellness advocate because this is my business, but there are people in doTERRA that are just customers. So you can enroll as a customer and get the same discount that I get. And then anyone that enrolls with the supplements too, I'm going to gift my cookbook, my 30-day plant-based meal guide. So it's 30 breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And probably on tomorrow's call, I can show you a preview of what it looks like. So, your question, Kira?
I don't think so. So far, so good.
Perfect. What about you, Meredith or Lupe? Do you guys feel like you're on top of taking your supplements?
Yes, I remembered all of them today.
Yay! I'm so proud of you. It's so hard. I know. It's like creating a habit. It's super hard. But have an awesome rest of the day, you guys, and we will see each other tomorrow.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.